The mountain sees the mystery. We drew the monsters in our minds and gave them claws and burning eyes. We told ourselves they lived out there,
Little bit of loot,
beyond the reach of light and prayer.
little bit of loot,
Some distant evil we could blame
little bit of loot, little bit
for
of
every
loot,
loss and every pain, but every mirror tells a story.
little bit of
We
loot,
don't wanna hear
little bit of loot.
the beast inside has worn my face the whole damn time. The beast inside knows every fear, knows every lie. We fear the dark, we fear the night, but the thing we fear the most is the beast inside. It speaks in anger, pride, and greed. In every selfish thought we feed. It grows each time we look away, each time we choose the easy way. No horns to hide behind its head. No glowing eyes of crimson red, no ancient curse, no demon king, just human nature underneath. We built the cage, then handed it the key. The beast inside has worn my face the whole damn time. The beast inside knows every fear, knows every lie. We fear the dark, we fear the night, but the thing we fear the most is the beast inside. Every war, every scar, every empire, every tyrant started with the same thing, a beast nobody believed was there. The beast inside has worn my face the whole damn time. The beast inside knows every fear, knows every lie. We fear the dark, we fear the night, but the thing we fear the most is the beast inside. Everybody wants the throne. Everybody wants control. Golden crowns and sharpened teeth. Power buried underneath. are staring through the smoke. Hands around another throat. Every empire built from fear starts to crack when death gets near. Push too far, watch it break. Feel the whole world start to shake. Control, everybody wants control. Burning kingdoms for a crown of gold. Control, watch the mighty lose their souls. Power turns the strongest into gold. Steel walls falling piece by piece. No king ever keeps his peace. Every ruler feeds a flame. Just to hear them scream his name. But power cuts both left and right. Turns the dark against the light. Every god will climb too high. Watch their kingdom burn alive. No mercy, no chains. Only hunger in the veins. No heroes, no saints. Only power left to take. Control, everybody wants control. Burning kingdom for a crown of gold. Control, watch the mighty lose their souls. Power turns the strongest into gold. Control, everybody wants control. Burning kingdom for a crown of gold. Control, watch the mighty lose their souls. Power turns the strongest into ghosts.
Welcome to the dungeon. The monster is back. Hello, everyone. Hello. Good day. Good day. Nice to see you guys, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. How you doing? Nice to see you. Hello, AC. Hello, Jamie. AC's been here before the stream even started. I was sitting here and working on some stuff and trying to fix the freezes again, right? The shit that I'm trying to fix for 2 weeks now. About 2 weeks. And I had an OBS open. And then I see in the chat that AC redeemed the Murloc sound twice. And I was shocked for a second. I was like, wait, is this stream running? There's no way that he does the sound without the stream being on, you know? But no. I guess he smelled it. He smelled that I was there. And that I would see it. Nobody could hear it, but I could see it. So, hello AC, hello Jamie, and hello Mr. Berg. I hope you're doing fine. Today is the community day. Yup. Some of you have reacted to the post in my news channel. I'm gonna say it again. Since we got Mistfall and Hunger afterwards, I feel like the whole community, our community, is a little bit split. Everyone is doing his own thing. Nobody really has a game to play. Nobody's enjoying Daka Daka really at the moment. Mostly. There's always some exceptions, and AC is part of the exception category in almost every for almost every topic. And he doesn't let us down in this one too. He loves Daka Daka still, but most of us don't. Most of us don't play the game at the moment, and then we've been playing Misphone, then we've been playing Hunger, and after that, the majority of us has not been playing anything at all most of the time, especially not together, and that made me a little bit sad. And I thought, even if you're not very hyped for the new Dark and Darker vibe, surely everyone is gonna give it a try. So why not? One day before the vibe, why not sit together? Check the. I've made some things we could do, right? Prepare for the vibe a little bit, have some fun, some discussions. One of the points that I wrote down that I planned for today is, for example, watch the dev Q&A together. Maybe some Daka Daka doses on YouTube to get in the right mood for tomorrow. Maybe the tournament finales. Maybe we can talk about the new spell skills, perks. And later on, maybe we do some fun games like Pop Up or Jackbox, or we just all sit in a corner and cry. We'll see. We'll see. There's not many people here yet. Not many people here yet. So, don't expect us to play Dark and Darker today. It's probably not gonna happen. But we will talk about the game a lot and prepare for the vibe tomorrow. Alright. We have... Let me see. We have 3.5k people in the game right now. Absolutely not worth it. Actually, this might be outdated here. 15 hours to wipe. Yep, almost 16. Yeah, so should we start with the dev Q&A? Yeah? All right. Thanks for your opinion. Means a lot. So, I don't think One Pack hosted this again like last time, right? Was it last time? It's definitely not the first time. He did not make a video about it. Nope, he did not. No summarization, no summary. Fuck off, Berg. No summary of the dev Q&A. I don't think I want to watch the whole 2 hours. But surely we should have a look into it for a little bit. Alright. I'm sure you know One Pack. If you don't, go check out his channel.
Set your output to that scene.
There we go.
Little piss ASMR boys. He almost went to the bathroom with his microphone on. That's amazing.
I can hear where.
That's fucking awesome.
Have you seen the Q&A already, Buck?
얘기해 주세요. 이게 노이즈 캔슬링 되는 것 같아 이게.
First code, and then he'll get it. Maybe it will.
Right after, yeah.
If it doesn't, just
I'm gonna do this.
yeah, whatever you want to do, man.
Yeah.
We've
One,
seen it.
two,
We've
three.
seen the live
I
trailer
haven't.
already. So
Yeah. So see, coming soon scene. trailer, and we're gonna talk.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Start.
Thank you.
Okay,
Start.
so
Silence.
we're definitely not gonna be able to see anything. It's just gonna wait. There. It's just this. It's nothing else.
Oh,
The volume
nice.
on.
Crazy.
There you go.
Oh,
It's just the
there you go. There's
the
something.
trailer that they've already posted. It's the same teaser from before.
Why not watch it again now? You know, they're definitely making some improvements on making these cinematic camera shots, right?
It's the same teaser from before.
If you've watched the first shots or trailers they have made, they have definitely improved on that, especially this one here. Right, this is looking much better than before. But on this, the camera angle looks really cool. But as soon as you see actual gameplay footage and the characters walking like this, it looks so fucking goofy, man. Like, come on. I know you're showcasing the skills and spells,
It's the same shit.
but you could make it look so much better. So like, I mean, this is cool, right? But look at this. He transforms, polymorphs him into a pig, and then he instantly gets hidden by the book, and then this fucking staircase. If you're a Dark and Darker player, you know what's going on. You see that. It's fine, but this is just terrible, man. Man, look, why this elevation? Why do you could make this so much more epic. And then he's got they recorded it once and then they said, yeah, send it, dude. This is all right. Everyone's seen the pic for 2 frames.
It was a good trailer. This is all Chunkus, man. Chunkus
That looks
makes
pretty
bangers.
cool.
He kills it.
And look, this is probably the best scene. No, not this, the next
trailer.
one.
This is all Chunkus, man. Chunkus makes bangers.
This is probably the best scene of the whole trailer.
He kills it.
Getting the angle and looking up and seeing this at the top is epic. That he should look even more up to set this into focus, man. This looks sick.
They do a great job. Oh, LTB, sorry. LTB and Chunkus, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, Lego Time Bomb. Yeah, he's the man. Lego's great. I love that his camera work. Like, they gave him some decent camera tools to be able to get some of the stuff that he's gotten. It's really, really good.
That's what I was saying.
I'd love
This
to
is
see his
what I
workflow,
mean.
Actually, it'd be sick to learn from him.
Hell yeah.
Wyvern, but lava.
This is so much cooler. It almost looks like they had 2 different teams to record this. One did the in-game stuff and the other one did the cinematic stuff. And the cinematic shit is awesome, but the in-game stuff is just terrible, dude. Welcome back, AC. Welcome back, AC. You can hide as a prop now? Yeah, Wizard can. Wizard can. Maybe they've seen it in Mistfall and thought it would be a good idea, but not to give it to everyone. Only a Wizard will get it. And watch this yet, Dragon. But they make everyone 1 tap though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Love Dragon. Get an Ice Stomp? What do you mean Ice Stomp? Could finally be Kuma the Dragon. Yo, Steez, how's it going, man? Nice to see you.
Everybody, welcome to the episode 4.
Give me a second.
Let me know if the stream is too quiet, yeah?
So this is Jim Baba, aka Jim Baba. So this aka Ojin. I'm just gonna go with Ojin right now because
Instead of Odin, it's Ojin.
Yeah, Ojin. And we're gonna go.
Yeah, I'm trying to be rude, I'm just trying to keep things. And just so that you guys know, Jin after this one is going to be kind of taking over. He's going to be running the tavern talks like Odin used to do. They're just
Noise
Go back a bit with as like
you gotta get him
circle
a
eye
set of
spell.
headphones.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah.
Is things good right now? Let's begin a Q&A session right now.
Well, so before we start, yeah, I just wanted to first
No,
of
he
all
doesn't.
say thank you to OnePay. So
What up?
our goal was to do these kind of tavern tables as like a periodic, regular thing. This time we got a little overwhelmed, with the big whole.
We have here Arcane Infusion, melee damage, transmutation, teleport, sleep, polymorph, fly, meteor strike. I don't know. It looks like you're right. But I mean they're naming everything. And look at it here. New cleric spell, Radiant Blade. And then they only show this, but don't name it. Yeah, unnamed section. Oh, Frost Nova. Yeah. All right. That seems pretty cool. I hope you're right.
Without Grayson being here anymore.
Vis Adi,
it was
Buddish
kind
Adi
of
look cool.
overwhelming for us, so we're just like, oh man, we have enough on our plate with the ES10, and OnePeg was gracious enough to think balanced.
Let's skip all the
Because
introduction.
of the patch, you mean?
Out tomorrow. So
See ya.
so a really long time ago when we first talked about this, what I'm not now moving towards the shifting towards that original intention of being like the utility caster instead of a nuker, right?
Okay.
And so that's why there's going to be a big rebalancing of some of those the damage spells.
Okay.
Frostwalk.
Then now we had to, there's a delicate balance of making the CC spells worthwhile, right? So yeah, this was one of the biggest challenges for the balance team is that they've been, yeah, he's got a huge headache. I'll give you a little bit of the specifics. Like for sleep, is that right now it's a projectile.
I guess he doesn't want to show his face in the live stream because he fears he would get murdered while he's sleeping. Because this is the guy from the balance team. Wings on the blade and shoots winds or something. Looks cool, yeah, yep. They put it on the new boss, yeah, for sure.
And then when you get hit with it, so the other thing I want to make clear is in the trailer, I know the Lego Time Bomb, he hit it out of the park, with the trailer. but we were working in parallel. There's a lot of stuff that's being changed too. So there are some differences. So with the sleep spell right now is a projectile spell. When you get hit with it, is you don't instantly fall asleep. Is that you enter a stage called sleepy, so you have a little bit of time, and then you go into a very short duration sleep. If you get hit, you come out of sleep, right? The like polymorph is you could change into a random different animal, and if the wizard misses the polymorph, then he
Bro,
actually polymorphs.
I can't stop looking at his gestures while talking.
Himself. So stuff
Really?
like this is there's different knobs. We know that it's coming out. It's supposed to be a little bit. We wanted to have that kind of attractiveness, but it was a big task for the balance team.
Okay.
That's what I want to say.
Talk like
Alright,
that sometimes
So there's a little bit of
too.
risk to doing like polymorph stuff. And then as a projectile, you mean that it's the sleep spell isn't going to be hit scan. It's not just like if you
Yeah,
click
it's
on
not
him, it hit stopped as a result of it. And they have, you're in a party with good coordination. You can kind of like alpha strike somebody, and it ends up being almost like a free headshot or two on somebody inside of a handful of frames, and then they just kind of blink out of existence. I don't think it would be crazy to think of like a couple of guys with windlasses just basically waiting for the sleep to hit so that they can like clap somebody. So there might end up being some balance stuff there.
Why does he
just
have painted nails?
out
I
there.
was
Very,
wondering
very
the
much
same.
aware of that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, maybe he likes it.
yeah. So the balance team is on very high alert, like coming out, especially this time. There's a huge amount of new skills perks, and then they're reworking a lot.
Same kind of thing.
Wait, so
Rogue.
before we
just
move
speed
on
this
to
up,
Rogue,
man?
then is
Sure.
because I mentioned that there is at least for the wizard and the cleric is Lego was kind enough to make us a little thing to give you a guide. Can we just show that really quick?
Yeah. Give me
Give me
1 second.
video thing.
Sorry, I'm amateur about the OBS, so we might be muted. So we're gonna come back soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
For him, you don't even realize that it's sped up.
I'm gonna just deafen this, and then I'm gonna like play the feed on my end, and then I'll come back.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Just gonna scene change
Okay, cool.
right now.
While they're talking, he just deafens them.
There you go. Oh shit.
What up?
Just gonna scene change
Okay, cool.
right now.
Here you go.
Right now, show
Oh
me.
shit.
Static charge, cold focus, arcane precision, glass cannon, focused mind, lingering magic. I mean, it seems kind of cool, but yeah. I would love to know what this says. Arcane Surge, Arcane Insight, Arcane Infusion. This is pretty cool since we have the Arcane Mastery. It might be actually worth to run that now. Teleport, Transmutation, Sleep, Frostwave, Fly, and Polymorph. Oh yeah, Frostwave, you were right. And then Meteor Strike. Time to play full Glass Cannon. Glass Cannon with the Glass Cannon perk. And Wizard main, so I'ma kill some actual skills too. This is crazy. This is crazy. Wait, we have hold up. So where is it? Classes. There we go. Wizard. Arcane Mastery. Yeah, 5% power bonus and reduces the cast time. And
Shit.
still, what does this power bonus even work on? It's only missiles, no? Perks I can run off meta. People are gonna rage at glass cannon. I feel like melee classes aren't going to have fun. I mean, we'll see, dude. Yeah, but I guess it will be overtuned or useless. Cast time reduction applies. Yeah, I mean it does, but it's still fucking weird that you have a perk that gives you a damage bonus and there's only one fucking spell it applies on. And you have three 6 arcane spells now. The cast reduction works on, but only one the damage works on. And it's missiles too, so it doesn't fucking matter, dude. 5% on 10 damage is nothing. It's only 50% scaling too, so it's only 2.5 damage. 2.5% damage. Only damage arcane spell is missiles. Arcane infusion now, I guess, but with 1 damage. Yeah. Just from seeing these new skills, I feel like arcane mastery is gonna become BS. I love that we finally get some new skills, dude. Maybe, I mean, there's a sword on here. Maybe we can even play wizard with no spells at all. Imagine we run something like arcane infusion, and then we get arcane shield, and we use arcane shield. That would be pretty fucking cool. Should work with it. Invis is most likely going off the spell wheel though. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey.
Wait.
Okay, this is a lot, dude. I don't know if I like that. It's nice that they're bringing so much new stuff, but we know from the past, even if they only added like 2, the shit was fucking unbalanced and OP or useless, and it took them so long to balance it. So confused at so much stuff. Yeah, it's nice, but dude, it will be so unbalanced. That's the problem when you edit more than one variable. Barefoot. It's not only balancing one spell or one perk, but this works all together, right? So one perk in combination with one skill might be OP, and then balancing out that is even more difficult. Way more difficult. Most of people like sprint but holy, yeah. Gotta be playing barefooted with MC. Wait. That again. Sacred Flame, Divine Echo, Blood, Thigh, I don't know. Pain Offering, Banishing Touch, Addict's Brand, Stigmata, Aura of Awe, Confession, Vow of Silence, Excommunication, Barefoot Pilgrimage. Veil of Judgment, Blessed Bear, Radiant Blade, Miracle, Divine Barrier, Divine Grace, Withering Word.
Oh, there.
Focus Cutthroat.
Chat, somebody clip it. Clip it and ship it.
That's what we
So-
got. Are you back?
Yeah.
So that's
Miley's in the call with him. Clip it!
As you know, as you said, we also, we're gonna go talk about the rogue. We redid some of the rogue stuff.
Doing us
some
good this
ranger
wipe,
stuff,
stepping
and
up the
then
game.
Also, just a general balance pass for the other classes.
Okay. Yeah, that was really quick. So somebody grab a clip of that. That was moving fast. All right. Yeah. There's somebody got a clip of it. Good.
Well, we'll put it up later afterwards too. So.
Okay. All right. Exception stuff that they already have kind of going on. Same kind of question, right? Like as stuff moves forward, the idea being that rogue becomes even more evasive than they already have been previously. Is there, because of this added mobility with like wall climb and like the ability for them to play dead as like further options, is there going to be an adjustment to how hide works?
Yes. So there's gonna, so I'll just come out with it. Hide's gonna get a huge nerf at the start of season 10. Okay. So I think yeah. So the reason the rogue is getting these kind of 2 big ones also is that they were originally supposed to come out at season 9. Is just that You
Right.
know, we just ran out of steam towards the end, and then they're already in the works. So we're like, hey, okay, let's get it ready for
His
season
haircut
10,
is
right?
bad?
So
Whose
that's the history
haircut?
behind that.
Okay. So we're gonna see some pretty major changes to Hyde. Do you not want to elaborate, or do you want us to find out like when the patch hits?
There's going to be probably a lot of gripes from the rogue community because of that. But at the same time, you know, for us is that we did think that, especially that landmine, we want to make that,
Say it!
you know,
Say it! It's terrible!
less prevalent, I guess, right? So it's kind of it's not a very elegant solution right now, but yeah, Hyde is no longer going to be like, oh, this is the absolute necessary skill. That's what we're hoping to go for.
Okay.
You know, we are introducing play dead. It's kind of a different.
He got muted.
Your mic cut out.
Oh, he's not allowed to
Yeah.
talk about this. Oh, he got muted by the CEO. Ah, it's over.
Oh, there you go.
It'll come out, and we're still looking to do more.
Can I get nothing on the sides? Leave some shit on top, please. It's not that bad, dude. They're getting the outlines again. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, they aren't changing it. It's just not necessary. Well, it seems like they're changing it, but not enough for us to be happy.
Polishing.
Okay. I have no skin in this game because I don't hardly ever play rogue. I haven't for a very long time. So I'm going to have to just leave it up to, you know, like Repose or Party Chip when he's, you know, not playing Warlock all the time.
So we are doing a rework of the other skills. And so hopefully it's like a mea culpa. It's like, oh, okay, you know, we're taking away Hyde, but here's some other, you know, some
Oh,
other,
he said it.
perks and skills that are not used.
You're taking away Hyde.
Especially the new perks and skills that were introduced for the rogue, the new perks especially for season 9, we saw very low engagement, so we know that hey, okay, they're gonna get a big boost.
Okay. Yeah, like, you know, it's I think a lot of this reads like there's gonna be some pretty big shifts in how the game is getting played by at least 3 of the classes in the game. So I think it's just gonna be one of those things.
You're taking that out of context. But I know he already said that it's not gonna be like a mandatory skill anymore. But it's not an elegant solution. That's what he said. If they don't, he gets the death sentence. Oh man, they're not removing it. It just... That's not what he means. He means Hyde is not going to be the same as before, but you will get something else to play.
Where people are gonna have to try it out and I guess see what they think.
You know?
Okay. Let's see. What is the target for your like hit to kill count right now? Is it in for that metric, because you guys talked a lot about like hits to kill rather than time to kill was like one of SDF's primary things. Or do you guys feel like your hit to kill count is where you want it, or do you feel like it still needs adjusting?
15.
Yeah. Okay, so this one, Paul prepared. So he says the main goal is always to make it players easier to learn about items. Wait.
Oh, no.
Okay, here.
Excuse if I die
So
to
here,
it.
okay.
17?
A dash or some.
Verbatim from Paul was, our goal has too many different class compositions and item combinations right now to define a specific hit to kill. So this is coming directly from the balance team, right? So he doesn't want, it's just kind of a more general guide. You don't want TTK to be too short, but you know, it should still be possible to have a short TTK. So we're going back to TTK, you know, this is from the balance team, but we want that short TTK to be through skill expression rather than item, you know. So that's what their vision, their goal, you know, what's driving them. And they know that they still have to improve on that.
Okay. I think that's fair. All right. So I guess kind of switching gears a little bit. You have 2 new, I guess, minor artifacts that were community created that were rumored to be coming into this patch. Is that happening still?
And there's a surprise. So
Okay. Well, we know about the Grimvale cloak, right? And then there's the tier of Himthers So the Grimvale Cloak was one that when the wearer's HP dropped below a certain threshold, it gave them invisibility and movement speed on an internal cooldown.
Yes.
And that's going to be coming in. Okay. And then there's a transparent Pavis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's not the Pavis. It's a heater shield. Right?
Oh, you're making it a heater. Okay. The original design was for a Pavis.
Just wearing a hound skull. Yeah, you can't see his false. Stop pretending you can see it. What's up? Yo, LP, nice to see you, man. How you doing? Sound is so low. Do you guys want me to turn up the volume of the video? Showing the claw. That's what that shot from the trailer was. So, man, I cannot fucking believe that the game exists for about 4 years now, and I cannot fucking believe they're still trying to balance height. Man, 4 fucking years, and it's still not balanced. Bro, they give us 20 new skills, perks, or 30 new skills, perks, and spells. And they still haven't fucking balanced the one ability that's in the game from the beginning on. I deserve this. It's fucking ridiculous, bro. Is it so difficult to balance one fucking skill? Just remove it. Holy shit.
So that you could like see through it when you block.
So there's gonna be also actual artifacts too. So.
Oh, and you're adding more artifacts. Yeah, well, you had the Bardiche in the trailer with that wing motif on it. It looked like it was like a wind attack or something.
Yes.
Okay. There's more than that.
There's more than that. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I guess we'll leave a little mystery, right? So
yeah.
There's more little bits of more for both. So.
Cool. Okay. Season 9. In season 9, you doubled the artifact drop rates in HR, right? I think midway through there was like an increased artifact drop rate.
So we did it at the very start of the season.
At the start,
so,
that's right.
Okay, so I'll give you a little history. It was at the end of season 8, we did the event, right? The first season.
Yeah, and it was boosted.
And then during that event, we doubled the rate, right? And then it felt good. So then Paul was like, "Hey, when we start season 9, why don't we just go with that rate from the end of season 8 event?" So that's what we did for season 9. And then at the end of this season, for our end of season event, we doubled it again. So now it's like it should be.
So it's like super high.
Artifacts, a lot of artifacts.
Okay.
But going back to season 10, we're not. Right now we feel that's a little too much. So we're gonna go back to the baseline is the season 9. What
at the beginning of the season? You mean you're going back to what it was at the beginning of the season?
Beginning of season 9.
Okay.
Or the end of event season 8. Right.
Okay.
It's the same.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it felt bad. I don't know. Maybe chat. You guys could probably chime in on this one a little bit more than I could. I got a poll out of a treasure pile and thought I was God, but
wait, they're nerfing it, but it's still too high, or what is the problem?
So it's all right. Like the early season 9 stuff was fine.
Yeah. So I mean, it's continually been creeping up. Like from season 7, it went up at season 8. Season 8, and went up to season 9. And I feel like we're at a good place, So.
What do you think this season's turn rate for the artifact?
Yeah, so Paul's interested. Yeah.
Houndskull is talking.
How's the community feel about the artifact drop rates?
End of season.
At the end of season.
In the end of season.
Yeah. How did it feel like at the end of season, boys? Was it like too much, or did it feel like too much of a good thing, or was it fine, or was too?
You did a great job of explaining it whilst not explaining it. Yeah, I have no idea. I have fucking idea what they did. They're using season 9 after the event of season 8 reference, and bro, just give me some fucking numbers. What are you talking about? You think I can remember that? I don't even know what I did 2 days ago.
Wrong. Drop rate was good. Too much for sure. Pulled 4 at end. Wow.
As I check the chat, everyone said good, strong, bad, good, strong, bad. So it means well balanced. That's what.
So the other thing is that I think we've also now kind of trying to establish that hey, we have this kind of routine, right? So that's the other big change starting from season 8 was like, hey, we're trying to do these kind of shorter seasons right now at 3-month intervals. And then we want to have those kind of routines. Like at the start of the season, we have the SSF event, and at the end, at the bookmark is have these kind of like the super loot kind of event, right?
Sure.
We're trying to keep that in mind also.
One of the really popular questions I got a lot of messages about this one was quests at the start. Like you're in solo self-found first week, first 2 weeks, whatever. the quests seem like they burn out pretty fast with the time gates,
Yes.
and people start feeling like they're kind of choked off on like they're collecting resources, but there's not a whole lot to craft, right? Is that still like the same method with like how your quests are being time gated, or are you looking at like opening that up a little bit more?
So we did do some adjustments. We learned from season 9. We weren't able to go deep into that. So
Bro, I want this to be a fucking
Resources,
meme.
but there's not a whole lot to craft.
This look
right?
at him.
Is that still like,
Every time they fuck something up in the patch, I want to see this goal.
the same method with like how your quests are being time gated?
Dude, it literally looks like
They're
he's
collecting resources, but there's not a whole lot to craft.
and,
right?
and he's like, oh no, not this topic again. Fuck, dude, not again.
Is that still like the same method with like how your quests are being time gated, or are you looking at like opening that up a little bit more?
So we did do some adjustments. We learned from season 9. We weren't able to go deep into that. So all those criticisms we think are valid, right? It's just that, hey, right now we could have put in, working on all the other stuff. So at the start of season 10, it should be a little bit more smoother, like opening up different quest lines. I know like one of the big criticisms for season 9 was like, hey, the tailor opened up way too late, right? So it's like if you're a class that need a clock, you're like, oh, stuck behind the line, So we did some of those adjustments. It's still gated because we do see like trying to run this as a live service is that we do see people engaging longer through that, right?
Yeah.
I know. Hey, so again, we're gonna learn. Season 10 is a step up. It's not gonna be a huge improvement. Once we get a little bit more space, we're gonna improve it again for season 11.
Okay, and
So the
regarding
quest is
crafts too,
constantly-
there's been a lot of requests for like a surgical kit craft and like a bandage craft, because
surgical
especially
kit
when it comes to like green and blue
crafting,
bandages and green and blue surge kits.
Kevin,
Kevin.
why not?
He said, why not?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we,
why
have crafts,
not?
we have crafts for like every other consumable, but
Yeah.
those.
Why not?
We've been able to make potions forever,
Yeah,
but we
why
can't.
not?
We can't.
Yeah.
No one can craft a bandage.
Well, so you heard it. He thinks it's a fun idea. Paul's like, okay, why not? So
Okay, cool.
It's gonna come in 2 years.
Okay, shifting to season 9 hotfix stuff. So you guys changed High Roller around to needing
Yeah.
like an entry fee that was a lot higher than what it had been before, and then obviously like a gear score requirement on equipped gear. How do you?
So, what do you guys think about this new entry fee? The 500 gold, is it right? What do you think about that? I haven't played since they changed it, but I think it's a good idea. I love it. I love it. This is especially with the issue that we had, that so many people were just fucking Timmies. First of all, I guess you will have less Timmies, less nakeds, less squires in High Roller. And even if they are a squire and you kill them, you still get 500 gold, right? Used to be that back in the day, 500. It was never 500 gold, I'm pretty sure. And you never got an item from killing someone, which you could sell to the merchant from 500, and that's a huge difference. Just paying the money or having the other guy that kills you, that he can loot it and sell it, because one mechanic is just removing the money from the game, and the other one is just giving it to a different player. Used to make 3K plus a game and occasionally an Audi, so. Trinket values were much lower. Yeah, 100, 150. I do remember the 100. I don't know, 150.
You guys feel like that has worked? Do you feel like it's worked out well? Do you feel like mid-tier players are getting priced out?
Token is great. They just need to make an inventory slot for it. Getting a ring or necklace was, yeah, right. AC, I would make it the same as it is in Mistfall. You remember the soul threads is what it's called, I think. They have an extra bar, an extra row for that, where only those tokens go in. So it doesn't take up any space, but you can still sell it. I think that would be perfect. That would be absolutely perfect. And if you kill someone who has some of these tokens, you can take it off of them. That would be fucking great. And it's so simple.
Is it working the way that you want it to?
Oh yes. So I think for us, we think it worked out for the most part. I think one of the things that we were talking about, Paul and I specifically talking about, is like giving the modes, each mode, a specific identity, right? And so like high roller, or originally with STF and I was like, we wanted it to be like real high rollers, right? But it was kind of meshing into like, oh, there's very few differentiators between normal and high roller, and so we wanted to get that into the game. Like with the gamblers token was, oh, okay, now we have that incentive to do that. But at the same time, we were also motivated because, in high rollers, the risk reward factor we didn't think was balanced correctly. We wanted, there was a lot of rats in Korea, they call them crows, that go in with very little to lose. And so that was kind of like, oh, we give it it's, specific identity, and we can also battle that issue. So that's our motivation behind it. We think that it's actually worked out the way that we wanted to work out, and giving the different modes specific identities. So PVE, normal now has that kind of progression that we wanted as the onboarding, and then high rollers is like, hey, yeah, I'm really into the super high adrenaline rush, and arenas is arenas, and the Squire Royale is its own kind of ecosphere, right?
So do you feel like HR is performing closer to the way that you want it now with how you've adjusted it? Okay.
Yes. Right. And we actually, so again, with the higher, the entrance barriers, we did see that dip originally, but then he'll recover very.
Can't
very
hear
quickly.
them.
So we're happy.
Is
about
it that quiet?
So we're seeing really, it's like really balanced distribution across the different modes now. And so.
Okay. Just like you mean like on a macro level.
Yeah, on a macro level. And so that's what we wanted to do. It's like, hey, have these spaces where you have that choice to kind of figure out like, oh, okay, this is the level I'm comfortable at, or this is what I want to play at, and give people those kind of sandboxes or playgrounds, I guess. Yeah.
So, in terms of game modes, how do you guys feel that Squire Royale is working out?
Yo, Scad, nice to see you, man. How's it going?
So in terms of player engagement and like just like
I can't make it much louder, LP. I'm sorry.
Like fun for us too is like we really enjoy that mode, right? So it was kind of a internal passion project too, right? It's like we're very satisfied with it. It's having good engagement. So it kind of has its own, type audience too.
Yeah,
so, which was interesting. Yeah, but yeah, we're really happy with it.
Okay. Follow-up question for the HR mode. Will it be the same type of builds when the next season begins in a day or whatever? Will it still be the 500 gold coin and the gear score requirement?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's an excellent point. Is that during SSF event, the first 2 weeks of the season, because there's no marketplace, we realized that hey, that the minimum gear score for high rollers is a little bit tough. Is that during the first 2 weeks when there is no market, we actually we're gonna loosen the minimum gear score requirement. And then once the market opens, it's going to revert back to what it is right now. So I think it's like right now it's like 얼마죠?
140.
지금
지금 280.
So right now it's 280 right, on the if you need a minimum gear score, and it's going to be 140 half during the SSF because we realize hey you have.
Bro. No. Oh my god, I think my browser crashed. Fuck! Tried to make it louder for LP. And now nobody's watching anymore. Bah. Oh. I'll get it fixed.
So right now it's 280 right, on the if you need a minimum gear score, and it's going to be 140 half during the SSF because we realize hey you have to actually
Is that better?
Manually accrue those pieces.
Will it still be a 500 gold buy-in?
Yes, it's still a 500 gold buy-in.
Okay, all right. A little expensive on the way in, lads. Save your coins, I guess. Okay. Let's see. All right. So, I guess content balance stuff. So Inferno got revamped in season 9, and you made it like a 5x5. And now you're adding Magma Wyvern to the game. So how are you? One of the criticisms that people have about how HR is versus like say running Squire Royale, for instance, is the loot reward in HR seems like it's a little bit lackluster comparatively when
Right, yes, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I'm
you're getting
sorry,
when you have
LP.
even a small chance to like say get an artifact, you have a pretty good chance of getting like legendary items if you make it to the 3rd floor and all that. So how are you looking at tuning like boss loot to make it like more worth the risk, I guess, if you want to put it that way?
I'm good, Scad. I'm great, man. Glad you're doing good. Yo, Stabby, nice to see you too, man. How you doing?
Well, so first of all, if you're looking specifically at artifacts, High Roller does have a little bit bonus over SR. Also on SR, it's like there's only one party that's gonna come out with it, right? So
Right.
yeah, I think those are the things that we put into we factored in is like, hey, you're not always expected to win
I'm great,
and
Stabby. Thank you.
come out with the best items every time you go into the Inferno or the lower depths, right? So overall for us, we saw really good engagement with the revamped Inferno. So I don't know. Yeah, to us, we're pretty satisfied. I mean, again, we can always keep on continuing. We're planning to tweak the loot a little bit more, but yeah, we're into this a area now that we're pretty. We feel like we're now it's just a matter of doing little tweaks, right? So
Do you feel like the
that,
5x5 map size works out better for like map flow versus like the
Yes.
I guess 4x4 from before?
Yes. So
Okay.
it's just like for us it's a good balance in terms of the flow and also in terms of us generating the modules and setting that up. So Fire Deep, the revamped Fire Deep is also going to be 5x5, right? So that's kind
okay.
of what we're used to and what we're balancing
What about
around.
So you're adding a
water?
lot of new modules for Fire Deep then.
Fuck water.
Yeah, our level guy had a lot of sleepless nights working on that.
So how many? What's the
this-
pool size of modules now for Fire Deep then in this case?
No,
'Cause
so
I'm-
Fire Deep is because there was so much added. We basically made exactly enough.
You made 25. Are they being shuffled or is it going to be a fixed map?
They're gonna be shuffled though.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. So I think you already answered this. There's going to be 2 weeks solo self found this time
Yes.
around. Okay.
Yes.
And are you looking at making that like a permanent fixture? I guess moving forward because
think,
we've kind of had that for the last few seasons.
Yeah, the feedback's been good. It's good to kind of, like I said, we're trying to at least now when Paul and I had that. Hey, now you guys, watch
He's
over
looking at the
Duncan
chat
Arthur from
here
this year.
too,
It's like,
bro.
okay, our philosophy when we're going in is like, hey, let's try to make things more stable, more predictable. That was our kind of key word, right? And give people like so they could kind of have a plan. And so that's the thing. It's like so that's why we're going with these kind of three-month seasons at least for a while, and then have like that event in the beginning, and at the end, right? And then we'll have like a mid-season kind of a little kind of mid-season feature dropper improvement on the stuff that we did at the start, right? So I think that this season we did the ping system refresh, right? So
Yeah,
which
and
was
I
awesome
like
at
the way that you guys
stuff like
revamped
that.
ping system. I think was pretty nice, like with the color coded like markers and stuff.
Useless.
Yeah, so it's
good.
we could get out there with version 0.1, and then hey, hopefully we could offer another.
This guy's the balance guy. So he's always looking over to him, making sure that he's saying the right stuff. And if he's not sure, he can ask him. I don't know what he's doing. He's got the book. I don't know.
Thing that improves on that, or gives a new variation on the current toys.
And regarding ruins, there's a lot of modules that kind of end up being like little rest stops. There's a lot of empty modules. Are you guys looking to like add stuff to those modules that end up kind of being like open space?
So that was done on purpose. So first of all, okay, so it's only on the 7x7 ones, right? So
Right.
like Squire Royale uses the old random 5x5s, right? On the 7x7. So the motivation when we did that originally was because we wanted to make it so it's a little bit more friendly for people that are starting to learn the game, right? Whereas like a kind of tight 5x5, there's certain things that we have to always kind of keep in mind is that we want to have a optimal amount of players per session on the servers to make it make sense for us, business-wise, running the servers. That's also a reason that a big motivation behind the continuous matchmaking too is that hey, we don't. It's like running an empty server costs just the exact same amount as running a full server for us, right? And so, but doing that on a 5x5 on a full loot game for beginners it is kind of the entry barrier is too high.
So
So that's why we went to
later.
7x7. The problem there is technically it's very performance and resource heavy, right? And so if we added monsters there and all additional stuff, like I know even right now we're struggling with this and we're working on it, and we have another new expert that's looking directly at this, is trying to bring back performance, right? But,
Right. That's another big one for people is it's felt like performance has steadily been like kind of declining as things have been added.
Yes, that's true. That's absolutely true. So
The streamer looks bored.
7x7 ruins is only possible because we have those rest stops. Otherwise, then expect even bigger chug fest, right? So
Gotcha. Okay.
But we are happy with the 7x7 because as the gateway for new players coming in to learn it is that we think that's like a good balance point. Whereas like 5x5 was just a little bit too sweaty, right? Even for new players.
Okay. We're actually doing pretty good on time. I'm getting down toward the bottom of this, so we got 15 minutes or so left. Okay. Don't worry, boys. I see the stuff that you're asking. It's in here. I swear. Okay. So. Another big one for a lot of people is Secure Boot TPM 2.0 HVCI. Was there, I guess a direct question as best I can put this, was there a measurable drop in cheating from implementing it that you can see? And for like a lot of the players that have older PCs that don't have TPM modules on their motherboard and don't want to spend $90 to go get one from Amazon, do you figure that the reduction in cheating, if there was one, is worth locking those people out?
Good question.
So I can ask Paul directly about this because his background is actually as a security expert, before he came here. But 그래서 그 TPM 이런 거 이제 우리가 추가했잖아요. 그 실제로 이제 그 해킹 이런 거가 치터들이
그거
효과
업데이트 했었는데 한번.
Okay.
Sophie.
Okay, awesome. Wait, so
Yeah. Let's see the script.
어디 있죠? Okay, script as well.
Let's pull sections.
So yeah, he actually. So I think the other reason it's going really quick is that you were able to.
Yeah, I sent you a huge list. I added to that since I sent it to you. But yeah, I sent you a huge list. Yeah.
But so Paul.
So if you're wondering why they have a book here and a list, it's because they said what they're gonna talk about before the call, right? And they are prepared for it.
Yeah. So he's saying there was the positive. The original feedback was that. So in China, we have a lot. There's actually like these companies that build hacks and have subscription services and stuff. And when this first went out, with our contacts there is like a lot of them just stopped selling a product for our game, right? So we know that had an impact there. When it first came out too, is that we know we internally our metrics we were showing a significant drop. The problem is, of course, it's not everyone adapts, right?
Right.
So the big change we're seeing is that there is a difference in the type of hacks now. Is there's a lot of them have started moving on to this thing called DMA hacks, which is now much more difficult for us to combat and detect. The other thing is like even with the current hacks is like one of the things we started noticing recently was the frequency of like older exploits are still they're being discovered a little bit faster, and so our internal thought is that hey, now the hackers are using AI to analyze and find exploits faster, right? So again, it's this never-ending kind of cat and mouse chase, right? When you talk about supporting the older systems, is like so. I think the benchmark, for us as a competitor, as a multiplayer game where people have high stakes involved, is that trying to ensure a minimum level of integrity is a high priority for us, right? We do want to have more people play, so the way we look at it is we kind of try to follow the other benchmarks of the most popular competitive online games. And so our benchmark is like a Riot with like Valorant and League of Legends, right? So unfortunately, you know, we feel like that's the standard, and we're just following that standard. And you know, but there's still so many people worldwide that could play League, right? So we don't have like, for us is right now, battling the hackers is still higher priority than widening the pool, especially right now with our performance tier, right? It's so heavy that even if we widen it, it's like, oh, could you actually have a satisfying experience on the lower end machines too?
Okay. So, I mean, just to kind of reiterate it, though, you feel as though
it's really difficult for me to even understand what he's saying, but like he's stuttering so much, and it's taken so long to make a simple point. But I think in the end, what he said is, it's more important for them to get rid of the hackers than making sure everyone can play the game. That was not even the question, though. Like, the one pack's question was, did TPM or the force to use it do something to the number of cheaters? And he didn't even respond to that. He just said what they're looking for and what the role model is. And yeah, we are looking at Valorant and League of Legends. And you want to get rid of the hackers. Yeah, but bro, did it help or did it not help? You have numbers for that? Because it's you're talking around it, but it's bullshit. I would really like to know the answer on that. And I would really like to know if they even have numbers. Because I'm pretty sure it didn't do shit, man.
the reduction in cheating has been worth the unfortunate reality that some people just aren't going to be able to play the game.
Yes.
Okay.
Swap to a different cheat. Yeah.
All right.
Definitely. And I think One Pack is doing a good job, but on this thing here, he should make a little bit like he should make sure that the question he's asking are actually getting answered. And even though they went off the script there, like does he even realize it was not even his question? Just said it did, but they moved to external cheats. So basically, it didn't help. You see cheaters constantly. A recheck I haven't seen in a while. Insta neither. I don't know. A few weeks ago, after the TPM bullshit, when I played, it was still a problem. Recheck, a speed hack.
Let's see. What do I have?
Nothing has changed.
Nothing. Is there a path that you guys see where you would be able to allow people with older hardware to get a little bit more access to the game?
That's crazy, bug.
Like a lower ranks of arena or something along those lines?
몇 가지 좀 그 시스템 개발이 좀 필요하기는 한데, 그러니까 일단은 이제 그냥 이제 허용을 하게 되면 그 올드 하드를 이용해서 해킹을 하기 때문에 어느 정도 좀 기반 좀 개발이 좀 필요한 상황이에요.
Okay, yeah. So there's room for additional development to try to support that, but if we just again that's extra cost for us that we have to start looking into. So right now there's no intention to just open it up to older hardware because that's that's
right.
the vector of all
I
the
get it.
then.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Let's see. How do you feel like the player population health is at the moment? Do you feel like it's doing well? Have you seen like a generalized uptick with how things have been the last several iterations?
So let's be very realistic. Is that it's a far cry from the heydays, right? But
sure.
For us, is that hey, we're looking at just trying to stabilize. Like I said, our keywords when we're running the last two seasons was stable.
You're such a good boy. Oh, you're so pretty.
We see cheaters constantly though. Recheck. Ours was fine. This wipe, I would say, last part was slightly dead, so wipe might a little too long. But that's the thing all the time. But what I think is a little bit weird here is like One Pack asked him multiple times in different questions if they're thinking about making performance better, making the game more accessible to lower end hardware, to people that don't need TPM. It doesn't matter how they do it, but people that cannot afford a $2,000 euro dollar PC should be able to play the fucking game, and that's not even a fucking question. That's just a fucking fact. And I don't see them, like, he always says getting the performance better of the game is more cost for us. But you also get more money. Like, the performance thing is such a huge issue. Like, we know people, Jay, for example, he's not playing the game because of the fucking performance. He's having 40 FPS in Dark and Darker. Meanwhile, he's got 60 FPS or even more in Ark Survival, which is an open world game. This is fucking ridiculous. And yeah, it's an investment to get the performance better, but you should look into that before you publish this shit. Like, get the performance to a decent level. And usually you try to make the shit available or playable for the lower end hardware, and then you can always increase the textures, make it better looking, like make the game working in a you block the levels first, right? Before you add textures on top of it and actual objects and decoration and props and all that shit. You just block the level, and that's kind of what you do with the monsters too. So on the base level, everyone should be able to play it, and then if you have a high-end PC, you could increase the graphics, and not the other way around. Why would you make a game that's running on high-end hardware on 30 FPS, and then fuck the rest, or what? The scope is too small. They're not trying to take chances on spending to get players. The amount of money they make from RMT should be a problem. I don't know. It's kind of weird, man. It's kind of weird.
Make it predictable, right? And so, and I think we're accomplishing a lot of the goals that we had internally. In terms of player population, we feel like we're seeing that too. Is that so a little background? Season 8 was, we saw the, because we're a seasonal game, is at the start of the season you have the peak and then it'll drop off, right? Season 8 was the best drop off, the slowest drop off we've ever had, right? Okay. Comparative to the other seasons, right? And then season 9 is the first time where from season to season, the actual population went up, right? So we're like, oh, that's another improvement. And then in terms of the drop off, it's actually right behind season 8 in terms of the percentage. Again, there's you're starting with a lower nominal number, so right. Maybe it's close, but all that taken into consideration for us, that was a big win. The other thing we're taking into consideration is, like, we haven't been spending any actual paid marketing for like the last 3 seasons, right? And so this is all being done organically. I think we did maybe pay during we had a tournament, like a streamer tournament in season 7, and then had like a cash prize.
Yeah, you had a streamer tournament that I casted. That was done.
Yeah. So that was like last year, right? So that was like, and then at the start of season 8, we did a little. So the thing is, we're not spending money right now because we were at that phase like, hey, we got to stabilize triage, right? Yeah. And so it doesn't really make sense to poor people. But another encouraging metric is that even without that spend, is that we're starting to see like organically new players coming in, and then season 8, we saw a small boost. Season 10, the entire player population boosted around 5 to 10% without any marketing. Well, without any paid marketing. Sure. Like Lego again is just crushing it, right, with the teasers. So yeah, he's great. That kind of stuff, doing it internally is making an impact. And then season 9 is we've also seen substantial noticeable improvements on new player retention rates too, right? And so these are all like, again, they're all little things, but those are things that we're trying to start building up. And once we get a little bit more comfortable at this, it's like, oh, okay, then let's kind of consider, making a bigger push, right? But right now, we're pretty happy.
So with that, where do you guys feel like you are regarding like early access moving into like a 1.0? How far off do you feel like that is? Do you have an internal roadmap for like, okay, here's where 1.0 is, and how far do you feel like you're away from that, if you have one?
Yeah, 1.0. Well, so personally, like,
no idea. He said,
I would love to have 1.0 next year, right?
Okay.
Sometime next year. I'm super
Oh.
envious of like our friends over at Pocket Pair because they just released Power 1.0, right?
Yeah, and it's
Dude,
great.
they did awesome job out there, right? And so it's just like, oh man, and they did it in like 2 years of early access, right? So we're like, dude, okay.
They also sold like
we
10
gotta
million
learn some of
units
their
or
tricks.
something. So
But yeah, I think so to be honest, we are still missing a lot of core stuff that like
No, they have not scared. I didn't talk about Nomus. Get your point straight and be on the same page. Don't start a talking Korean in between every question. I mean, they don't really speak English. They don't speak English very good, and they're still doing these dev Q&A. So I'm very happy they're doing it at all. Oh, don't blame them for not speaking in English very good, Alfie. Come on. Too weird to see.
when people think of a 1.0 release,
Yeah.
some of the polish. So I think the big things for us would be like we're still missing a kind of marquee social feature. We still don't have the
Yeah, he
training,
does.
like that kind of the progression. And then I think we're also working on right now is the housing system, right? So I think these
Yeah,
three
that was my
things are
next
like the
question.
actual check marks. And then but at least two of these things are being actively worked on right now. And so again, fingers crossed is hopefully maybe next year.
okay, and where are you in the social hub? Like, I guess progress.
So you remember there was like multiple technical issues, right?
Right.
So, but in the design side of it, now it's pretty much done. So we had a pretty contentious debate meeting yesterday. It was like just finalizing some of the details and stuff. But yeah,
Okay. Any idea on a timeline when you figure that would get implemented?
you know how bad I am with timelines.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. That's fair. So it's soon TM, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. So we have like a handful of minutes left. So I have like lightning round
Okay.
kind of stuff. You can respond as short or as long as you want, I guess. Is there like a degenerate build for a class that you're glad is kind of phased out? That you're happy with the change that you had made?
Okay. Oh, let's see. Oh, so I left that question for Paul to answer.
Okay.
Because,
25?
아니 보죠. 신현님 그걸 what was that at?
They don't remove it.
So it should be. It's like
I
way
forget
down
where
at the
that
bottom,
went.
probably.
One that comes to mind is an exploit that allowed players to fire bolts continuously. So back then, everyone in Dungeon was just using crossbows like rifles. That's what.
Oh yeah, the hot swapping crossbow thing. Yeah. Yeah, the mosquito build with the hand crossies playing rogue with poison. That was fun too. Repose made that one famous. Okay, is there a balance change the community's been begging for that you decided not to do?
Balance 커뮤니티에서 이거 꼭 해주세요. 근데 우리가 일부러 안 한 것도 있어요.
거의, that is my answer.
Okay, yeah, right. No, yeah. So he's saying, as Paul now, he's leading the balance team. He's like he's trying to take that feedback from the community. He says I always do my best to listen closely to what actual players want. So he wants, he's not trying to refuse that.
Is there a class that you guys
something
consider as like
reasonable.
overtuned or undertuned right now?
So he says, Wizard and Cleric have gotten stronger. Rogue maybe have a bit of a rough time early on. So
That's kind of par for the course for every season, though. Everybody tends to say Rogue is like really underperforming when they don't have gear, and then toward the end of the season they scale like crazy, and then they're three-shotting people. But
so
a
I
lot of
think
that was Hyde too, though.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a learning period with the new Hyde, or So the other thing he's saying is like Sorcerer currently has the lowest win rate statistically. And
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. You have to get Morty on that. Okay, and then I have like a section at the very bottom that was like last second questions that people have been asking.
Okay.
So there's still like some of this is bug stuff. So there's still an existing bug with spell wheels where like when you select a spell,
spell wheels.
sometimes the spell doesn't get selected and it selects the wrong one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And you probably do the same.
Yeah. So he's working. He's gonna be fixed, revamped in the new season, and then he's also making it so it's easier to cancel spell selection.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Are
He's
talent trees still
directly
planned?
Looking into that. Pardon?
Are talent trees still planned?
So you remember I was talking about like the three big things for 1.0?
Yeah.
It was like the social, the housing, and then the training. And I said two of them are actively being worked on right now. Is basically the one that's not being worked on right now is the training. So that's after
Okay.
These two.
So it's still on the list, but it's kind of pushed out.
Yeah, because we
Okay.
want to. Yeah, I think so. We want to feed back into this loop of getting the new players, getting returning players too. We actually saw a pretty decent group of returning players for season 9, and so getting these people to. I think you were also there was a question about like solo versus trio, the solo players, and
Yeah, like balance for solo versus trio.
Yeah, and so we think like having these kind of more community stuff is the way that we want to kind of encourage less solo play, right? And better coordination and communication. So we have the ping system, we have the party finder. Both of them we're finding good engagement with. So build on that first.
Okay. So with that, then there's no intention, or is there an intention to have like a solo or duo queue for arena, or is it going to stay trios?
Yeah. So I think the arena right now, again, we're gonna I know it's weird because saying this because we did add another queue for this arena,
right?
But then we're only looking to add. So our goal is to start, kind of compress. Well, I think we're at like the limit now. It's like adding, expanding queues is. We have to really think about the cost benefits for that, right? And so for arenas like a solo duo, we just don't think it works out numbers wise right now.
Okay.
Even having these two, we were kind of very worried, and we're like, oh, we're at like kind of the limits. We'll see, but it's been asked for a while.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's try it.
People just, it's easier to have one friend than two. Is just kind of how people have been putting it.
Yeah. So these are again, we have to eat some costs right now.
Sure, I understand. Okay. So I guess that's just something we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for to see if we can do it.
Yes.
Okay. Are you planning on having a level 1 for Frost Cavern and Firedeep to make them 3 levels like Crypts, or are you planning on leaving it 2?
Yeah. So the goal is to have eventually all maps be 3 levels, right? I don't think that's going to be a requirement for getting to 1.0, but at least have more than one, just more than Forgotten Castle, right? When we get to 1.0.
Okay.
So.
There have been multiple requests from a lot of people. This is probably 3 seasons this question has been getting asked, which I misunderstood the last time that I did one of these, and I apologize, but there's a US East and a US West server.
Yes.
There's been a repeated request to merge those 2 servers into US Central and have like a singular, like centrally located US server. Have you considered doing that? And if so, is that something you're planning on doing?
We actually put into internally to an actual action plan, like, oh, okay, a feasibility, and I was like, oh, this is totally possible. And for us, it's, it reduces management costs and makes things easier for us. But then I think prior to that, we're like, okay, let's check once again with the partners and the community. And the feedback we got then was like, no, don't do that, because then like people on the US East, people in the US that like to play with their European friends, they're like, oh, we can't do that. People in the US that play with their people in Asia, like they can't do it on West. And we're like, oh, we didn't, that was a consideration we didn't think about. And I was like, oh, okay. And so that was a stopper for us. It's like, oh,
okay,
we're ready. We're like ready to do that. And then it was the opposite. It was like, oh, we were told by the community we don't want that, So that's
okay. So you're planning on leaving it the way that it is for now?
I mean, if we want to bring back this conversation, we're open to that, right? Because again, for us, it's like, we thought that would create a better experience for most of the players. So, we're open to having that conversation for sure.
Yeah, I mean, for stuff like this, one of the things that I've seen be relatively effective in other communities would be to do a poll, but do it in game. Like if you built a system to like poll people on those types of questions to see like what the community wanted, at least that way they're directly interacting with it, and you don't get biased like you'd see on like another social media platform.
Isn't it kind of weird that you split the servers in a region, so the people from that region cannot play together against each other on the same server, but they can play with people from other regions? Why don't the US players just play on Asian or on Europe? And I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Why does everyone from US have to suffer just for 2% of the player base who wants to play with people from other regions? It's so weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So regarding dungeons and how they're built, continuous dungeon is a thing that
It's safe to say,
probably
yeah.
works for you from a business perspective.
Yes.
But from a player perspective, a lot of times when you end up kind of showing up late, you either feel pressed for time or you end up like in an area that has already been cleared or looted or
move that
whatever, or
shit.
both. And in the case of, places like HR, that higher risk ends up kicking in. And I know you said that in the past, you said there was like switches that were involved with, sometimes you have a queue and sometimes you don't based on like population and popularity. Are you planning on adjusting that at all? Only because it feels like when it comes to like the higher risk side of things in HR, a lot of people want to have like more fights, but they tend to not get them because you don't really hold off very long on waiting for other people to kind of queue so that the round could start. Is that something that you're looking at changing, or are you leaving it kind of the way it is for now?
So the matchmaking system itself now is because, we pretty much, you've been with us for a long time. It's like we pretty much built and tried every single matchmaking system.
It's just the
right?
third party becomes problematic. Either you're the one doing it or you're the one receiving it,
Yeah. So again, there's the aspect of the business aspect of, running the servers and trying to get that golden amount of people. I know, for us, as we feel like we've improved a lot. So, of course, there's a lot of still criticism because, third party sucks. Getting third party sucks. Okay, so that's, again, I don't know if it's a very high priority because,
Can I ask you guys, do you like from a design perspective, are you concerned with third partying? Is it something that you want to try and minimize, or do you just consider it like part of the experience and people have to deal?
그거를 이제 뭐 줄이고 싶은지 없애고 싶은 건지 아니면 그거는 그냥 우리 게임이다.
CMM?
네?
CMM 상황에서요?
그냥 똑같아요. 둘 다.
이건 자연스러운 거니까.
Yeah, so I mean, we think, that's kind of, so that we could talk about the frequency, but it's kind of a, a natural thing that's built into what we were expecting in the, it's like supposed to be somewhat unpredictable. So again, like completely getting rid of third parties is not something, we're trying to do, but I think we could definitely have a conversation about the frequency,
Yeah.
So, and then the different game modes matter too. Like in, Spire Royale, it's supposed to be just a slobber fest, right? Like just a slobber fest.
Yeah. I mean, there's no risk to Squire Royale. It's 100 gold worth of potions and bandages, and you just kind of go.
Third party
Yes,
teaming.
So this is something that, we're
Have
still
they
open
improved,
to
though?
we're always open to for a conversation. But again, yeah, you're right. We're not looking to
Third
just
party.
completely get rid of that, right? We want to have that sense of dangers. I know, yeah, it makes that conversation a little bit more sensitive in high rollers because of the stakes involved. So at the same time, there's other considerations for us too, is on the business side, but yeah, we'll look into it and tune it some more, right?
Yeah,
So,
I think people were just curious about like how you were planning on having the game built, because like from like, let's say like the Tarkov world, right? Like Nikita just basically says like no one cares about your feelings, the game's hard, deal with it, right? Like that's just his philosophy, and that's what people understand, and that's the game. And I was just curious where you guys were kind of like on that spectrum.
I mean, so we're all different people here too.
Sure.
I would say SDF is probably much closer to Nikita, and then
Okay.
So yeah, there's different voices across that spectrum here, right? So.
Okay. Let's see. I only have like a couple left. So we know that design, whatever, like moving forward, two classes that have been repeatedly like teased or mentioned have been Monk and Paladin. Are those things that you still want to do? Is Paladin still something that you're planning on? Because now we have Cleric has like, holy sword summons and like all this other stuff. Are you planning on having a Paladin or like something like that, or a Monk? If so, do you have any idea when that would be introduced?
So there's no timeline on that because there is, still a transition stuff that's going in internally, right? So like, a lot of the archetypes and the main core design for these classes are coming from SDF, right? But now, we're taking on more and more responsibilities, and I think eventually the big overwhelming question staring us in the face is like, okay, now for class design is when's that shift from being designed by SVF coming completely over to us, right? So this is a conversation we still have to do, and that hasn't fully been decided yet. And so that's why I can't give you a answer on when the month's coming, because if we're
So you're saying we got 2 maps, several new perk skills and fall vibes. Actually getting content regularly now. Can't be mad at that. And I kind of disagree with you. It's I don't think they should be making new maps at all at the moment. New perks, new skills is nice, but I think you should focus on these things as soon as the foundation is perfect, because they're adding stuff on top of the foundation, and we have like crypts and goblin caves, right? Runes maybe, Inferno. Like all these maps have the same pattern of how they generate the maps. Usually you have a boss, and that's about it. You have a few good chest spawns maybe, but that's it. That's it. I don't think that the way they're designing their maps is the perfect foundation that is ready to add content on top of it and copy that pattern into new maps. I think what they should be doing, they should rather have two maps maybe, and make those perfect. Add more piles. Yeah, I would replace the word piles with points of interest. It doesn't have to be piles, but it has
loot.
but it has to be points of interest. Just more than one or two locations on the map that's worth running to. I would rather have like 10, 12 teams on the map, make the map bigger, and give it 15 different points of interest. Some of them might be respawning, some of them might be randomized or events that are only starting at a specific time, but like a lot of shit to do on the map, and that's worth doing on the map. And as soon as you're happy with that, you can start making new maps with the same pattern. But they keep adding maps, but the pattern is not good. The pattern is add one or two bosses to it, add one or a few of the chest spawns, might be a golden chest or a lion's head, and that's it. That's the pattern. That's about it. That's done. And then you make it look different. But I think it's missing something. And if they plan to do it differently in the future, let's say they're gonna do it in a different way, more points of interest or whatever, or just in a different way, right? And they add one map, and then you have 8 maps with the old pattern, the pattern that we have right now, and one map with the new one, which is just so much better and so much more fun to play. What's gonna happen? Nobody's gonna play the old maps anymore. Foundation is cracking. I've heard them say so many times that their foundation is good now. Yeah, I mean, which foundation are we talking about? I'm talking about the map pattern. No POIs, only pops. Point of piles. What the map shows the true issue. There's really only optional routes to get to main spots. Okay, gold chest, keys, bosses, piles, key rooms. Everyone is just being routed into a clusterfuck. Yeah, very true. And also, you're saying main spots, but is there even main spots? You have 2 different bosses, and then you have one main spot. That's not a boss, and that's key room. And everyone who wants the best loot is trying to get the key or camp the key room. Bosses and key room. Yeah, but most of the people aren't doing the bosses. So you have bosses and one main spot, and then you have like sub spots, other spots like piles that are dropping less loot, loot with less value, lower chances to get stuff. It's so much worse because of the loot tables. Yeah, but is it so? How good is it to have only one spot on the map that's giving the best stuff? You will always have the majority of the people who are going to this spot, and it doesn't matter if they're geared or skilled. Many of them will just rat over there and try to steal shit. So the vast majority of the people will go to this one spot. And then you have some people who don't like PvP, or they're super poor and just trying to make some money, or they're trying to chill, and then they go to the sub spots. But that's terrible. Put more people on the map, make multiple spots that are good to go to. And not only is it more interesting, it's also more fun because you're not doing the same shit over and over again. And it gives you a reason to explore and go around the map. Because as soon as you're not going to the main spot as a PvPer, for example, you think there is not even a reason to not go to the main spot because the good people will be there. And I need to juice up the boss piles. Makes no sense. They don't drop arties. Nice to see you, Ozzy. How's it going, by the way? Agree with you 100%. We literally ditch boss pile and go key, then go back to fill up on treasure. Yeah, exactly. It's so stupid. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Why would you ignore the loot that only opens when you kill the boss? Because you can go to the one spot that's absolutely premium and better than everything else. But then you gotta hope that it's not already been looted. I think it matters where the POI is. It matters the options you give players how to approach the POI. Room piles, bosses. It doesn't matter where it is, but it matters how many they are. And how repetitive it will become. Because if you only play water map all the time, it will get fucking boring to always go to the same stupid boat to check the key room. Good man, how about you? I'm great, thank you. You like repetitive though? You know, games are repetitive in nature. But you want to change things up at least a little bit. Why even make a map when everyone's going to the same spot? Just put 10 players into a fucking arena and the winner gets loot. Huh? That would be the same principle. And you don't have to fight. You can still rat. You can extract early if you want. You don't have to kill them. Never should have added it. Added the water map? You speak not for all players. Absolutely love our water loops. You're subhuman. Game is called Daka Daka. The map is lighter than Subnautica. Yeah, when I joined the map, I felt like I was on holiday. I agree with you on that, LP, but that's a different topic. Unsubbed. Oh, fuck you, AC. What a map, huge mistake.
Designing it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I do have a couple more. So there is, and I don't know if this is design intentional or not. This was brought to somebody mentioned this today, like an hour ago. The magic staff, when casting, has an additional movement speed penalty of like 10 plus movement speed while casting in excess of every other casting focus.
고쳤어요. 이거 픽스.
Oh, he fixed it. He said
Oh, you fixed it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sick. All right, never mind. And then there was somebody had a question about like something akin to like the stop killing games movement, where like if and when this game got to the point where it was nearing the end of its life cycle, do you guys have something where you want to make sure that the game would still be playable for people once the game's sundown, if and when?
우리가 이 뭐 해설 아니면 게임이 이제 우리가 뭐 개봉
Water map wasn't a mistake. Door is a mistake. Hate the gameplay. Yeah, but so water map is a fix to something that shouldn't even be a thing. That shouldn't even have to be fixed. And even though I agree with LP that it doesn't fit the theme of the game, I don't think water map is a mistake. Maybe rename the fucking game, but I think water map is a fun map. It's I like it. The underwater fights might not be perfect, but I like the change of the normal fights, the normal movement, the normal module design. I love it. I don't think water map in itself is a bad idea or a mistake. That's the game in its origin. That doesn't mean that it's better though. If you only play the game for one map, there's something not right. Well, about to talk my dad private server. Sorry, man. Stabby had a good point I wanted to talk about.
못하면 어떻게 이제 유저들한테. I mean, honestly, like we don't want to. We haven't really.
I mean, I don't think anybody wants to have to think about that shit. But
Existential
yeah,
issues here, so maybe that should have been more at our forefront. But it was just our mentality up to now is just like, how do we survive? How do we survive?
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't know. Yeah, this is something I haven't actually talked
maybe one
about,
day.
so I can't give you it.
Okay, that's fine. Like I said, I'm just trying to ask questions that other people are asking
this
because
is awesome.
Yeah. From my side, I never worried about our survival. Yeah, I don't worry at all. Be honest. Yeah.
So our goal is to run the game as long as possible.
that's fair. That's fair.
And then if that does come up, let's have that. Let's talk about that, right?
Here is really high roller.
Oh, this
Yeah, this is high roller dungeons in
Yeah.
real life.
Iron Base is high roller. That's what Paul said. Yeah, but I agree with that.
Okay. I don't know, boys. Like last second chance, if there's anything like really pertinent, I suppose.
Well, so I think you know, we're working on the Ranger thing. Sorry, this is just the heads up is that there was some stuff that's hinted in the teaser, but during that, you know, the balancing stuff is like, hey, wait, it's not exactly up to the what our expectation was. So some of the Ranger stuff is going to be a little lacking at the start of the season. We actually put it in and pulled it back out.
That's all right. No one likes Rangers anyway. It's fine.
Okay.
No, I'm only kidding, boys. I mean, the Rangers gonna come for me, dude. Okay. People are asking if there's plans to add a backpack because you know obviously that's something that's been discussed in the
Backpacks.
past.
Dude, we haven't thought about that in a while.
Okay. Let's
well,
see.
So, you know, we are making slow progress on the inventory side, little by little. Like Paul, you know, his actual background is also as a you know, a programmer, right?
Yeah.
So, like this time I think one of the most underrated changes this season was that things go in vertically now instead of horizontally.
Okay.
In the inventory.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was
I did myself.
yeah. He's just like, I can't stand this anymore. So, backpack. We'll have a talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Regarding inventory stuff, is there
Busiest
plans?
people at our company.
Is there plans for an auto sort button?
Oh yeah, auto sort. So he actually made a design document about that.
Okay.
Again, there was pushback internally, mainly from me about that. So that's I'm kind of the stopper on that. Is like, oh wait, is this really the best way to do that, right? So, but it's an ongoing, actual active debate internally. How to really support, you know, organization.
Okay. All right. Any idea when that would be something we could see?
No.
Okay.
Until
All right.
we do rock, paper, scissors and someone wins, probably not.
Inventory search function?
Yeah, so there's a sort filter. I think we talked about it at the last Tavern Table, maybe it was the reason, it's a kind of a more design philosophy thing rather than technical now, you know. And so it's like, you know, the difference between us and like Tarkov is like we have actual limited size of each inventory stash, right? And so it's like there's an actual logical problem of like, oh, okay, filling in those empty spaces and stuff is like, so, you know, we haven't come up with like an elegant solution, you know.
Okay. And so go ahead. Sorry.
It's very far on the horizon unless we get a eureka moment.
Okay. So not soon.
Not soon.
All right. And then my man Vinrar. My man Vinrar has a question regarding Arena. Queue times in Arena for higher ELO rating, MMR rating, 3K plus. He says an average of an hour and 30-minute queue time to get into games, sometimes up to 5 hours at rough times. Is there any plan to fix that?
What the?
So he's like, oh, that's
yeah,
kind of surprising. I think, you know, again, it is, you know, it's a complex issue, right? We just don't have enough players at that range, right?
In solo,
Yeah.
Is it solo duo or is it flex or solo duo?
I think it's trio
I think
queue.
it's
I think it's trio
Right, I
queue.
see.
I mean, I would assume
Full
Vinrar plays with
sweats.
homies.
Yeah, we don't have an easy solution for that, you know, except for letting him stomp.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Somebody was saying there's a bug with grapple and heavy swing.
Okay.
Can you guys be a little bit more specific? Tin can? Grapple, heavy swing bug, he says.
grapple이랑 헤비 스윙이 like together? There's a bug or?
Yeah.
아, 알고 있어.
Grapple will apply the slow
문제
off of heavy
지금,
swing.
네.
Heavy swing
Grapple
slows
and-
with grapple.
When,
저-
If you have a two-hander out before you grapple, it applies the heavy swing debuff, it looks like.
그러니까 그 헤비 스윙하고 투핸드를 꺼내잖아요. 그럼 그래플 할때그 속도가 이동 속도,
야,
action speed or?
Slow.
이거
grapple slow.
느리잖아요.
The heavy
yeah,
swing
yeah,
perk
yeah,
with a
yeah,
two-hander in hand is
yeah,
applying the
yeah,
debuff with the grapple when they hit somebody with a
Okay.
grapple.
Well, so he's saying it's going to be adjusted. So I don't know. Maybe it's an intentional thing. So, hey, to send us more specifics about that.
He's saying the movement speed slow ends up more severe than if somebody got hit with Achilles. Because the heavy swing movement speed debuff is being applied when somebody gets grappled with the grappling hook.
Oh, okay. 아, 그래플 할 때요. 이걸 맞잖아요. 그 무브먼트 스피드 디버프가 엄청 강해요.
Yeah, 조정했어요.
Oh, okay. So that's an
I know.
intended effect, and then he actually reduced the amount when that happens. That's what Paul's saying.
Okay, so it's something that you've already been looking at?
So yeah, he said that's actually an intended effect, and
Oh.
it was overtuned.
Oh, it was overtuned.
That
Okay.
that movement penalty. So
Okay.
it's been adjusted.
Okay.
They don't.
all right.
They don't even
There you go,
understand
there's your
the
answer, boys.
question. I think.
They talked about optimization already. How much PDR does the helmet give Paul?
이거 얼마큼 PDR 주는지.
예?
PDR 얼마큼?
Just
You guys are awesome, Chip.
50.
15.
15.
Very strong, he said. He actually has multiple now. So
Oh,
you guys started him on like a collection of armor.
But it's a hard to sound play.
Okay, this is probably, I think this is going to be last question, boys, and then we're probably gonna scoot. People, the last like question, this has been asked a bunch of times actually in the last few days. Arena, now that Arena kind of has found like its place, are you guys working on trying to make like specific Arena maps as opposed to using modules from like the primary like core game?
Oh, that's a very
Because the question is like, can we make them symmetrical? I guess is kind of what people are looking for. Is like something that's designed around the Arena like function fight.
Yeah, that's a very sensitive question, even internally. So we have people on both sides of the fence there. We would like to explore that.
Oh, I guess okay. So yeah, I guess I'll ask one more. after that, boys.
어린아이에서 맞는 맵 생각이 있는지.
리소스 문제가 있어서 저도 원하기는 하는데.
Yeah, so, I mean, and there's also a resource issue. It was impossible this season because we had to, one guy had to pump out like 15 fire deep maps all
Right.
at once. So, but,
Okay, and
so there's an internal debate about that. Yeah,
okay, so maybe I guess,
maybe. Yeah,
All right.
maybe.
and then I guess last would be
Real
for
push.
Squire Royale. Is it going to stay just like the Crypts run, or are you looking at maybe doing a map rotation for like Goblin? Let's say like Ashen.
Well, so
not
internally,
water map.
like we had that discussion. It's like, oh, okay, because yeah, it does get a little bit, we want a little bit more variety, but I think we decided it's like, hey, Squire Royale, the one that we want to push out right is like the 3 floors, and right now we only have that one map with 3 floors. So
Okay,
I
all
think
right. So
when you
maybe
get a map with
if
3
and when you add a
floors,
third floor to one of the other maps.
then it should enter the Squire Royale pool. That's
Okay.
that's kind of
Alright.
the scheme that we decided upon here.
All right. Well, we are over probably by about. I mean, we started about 10 minutes late, but we're over probably another 10.
You're
So
all right. So the reason, one of the big reasons that 1 hour was like, yeah, Paul has like a couple kilograms of metal on his head.
yeah.
And the humid heat. So
Yeah. Okay. Boys, I apologize if I didn't get to all the questions that you were trying to ask. Hopefully I got to everything that you wanted to ask. Appreciate y'all for coming and hanging out. Terry, Jin, Paul.
hey, no,
appreciate
I
you
mean,
guys.
thank you so much for offering us, this chance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying
We
yes.
were just 2 heads down and giving us that heads up. So
All right. I suppose we'll make sure that a summary of all this gets up.